Administrative reports. I would like to pay attention to the police report. It's rather interesting, and would like to get some information from Chief Staggs. There was a larceny at Yale Road. There was a problem on Florida Terrace with a prowler, and also there was some discussion of the Montreat Police Department returning some $5,000 worth of stolen property that was taken to the youth conferences. I have some interest in knowing where that location was in particular, just so we get a sense of what's happening within the location of our town. I would like to know that from the chief next week if possible.
Okay, just know that that's an ongoing investigation, so we're going to be limited on what we can say.
Okay, that'll be fine, and I respect that, so that'll be fine.
Jack will share with you what he can.
Okay, that would be good to get an update on that.
Okay, commissioner reports. Any tonight? Mary?
Next week.
Martha?
Next week, but I do want to commend right now the Public Works Department. They have worked very hard to have Assembly Drive and our entranceway in beautiful shape for the special activities of the college that are going on now, and especially for tomorrow. So I appreciate all the weed eating and the mowing and the blowing and the cleaning up for a lot of extra special guests who are coming in.
Tim? Jack?
This month, the MPO did the final okay on all the money, so our bridge got its money transferred to 15, so we can keep going. And I questioned about the right-of-way there, because we're not buying any right-of-way, but they listed $50,000 for that, and I said, wait a minute, we don't need that, come on. And but Black Mountain got the grant to finish some right-of-way work on Montreat Road, so that's part of the, the land, land and sky MPO. It's a French Broad River MPO.
Ann? Okay. Time for public comment. Will you please give your name and address and limit your comments to 3 minutes? Bill?
Bill Hollins, 116 Shenandoah Terrace. I'm a member of the ad hoc committee, and also here is Linda Stroop, who is also a member of the ad hoc committee. Both Linda and I had the opportunity to meet with Ron Nally this afternoon to preview the cards so that we could have some concept of the job ahead of us. Ron assured us that the committee will have hard copies available to them and electronic copy, that the committee will have those. There were approximately, from what we could tell, about 600 cards that went out. So far, it looks like 150 plus have been received, and of course we got 5 days remaining. We could have as many as 200 cards. A review of the cards indicated that many of them had extensive writing. Some of them took the whole page. It's going to be a daunting task. We're going to have to decide how to handle it, how to summarize it, and how to present it. We would like to have the flexibility of choosing our own work location, because there's data that has to be entered. We need to have access to our desktop computers or whatever in order to do this. So I just kind of wanted to lay out the scope of the problem, how large a task it is, and it won't be accomplished overnight. We may be working on Sunday night, who knows? But we need the flexibility of having our own work location to do this. So if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them, but that's what I see so far.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Anyone else?
Bob Cunningham,
Bob, would you come to the mic,
Yeah,
please?
just a very simple question. What do I do? I have not received my card, and I've communicated about that, and I just wonder what I should do in order to get the card. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Under old business, next week we will have the Upper Kentucky Road Phase 1 Resident Utility Assessment. Is there any information you need tonight so that you have a vote next week? Yes. The Town Hall project discussion. We will have ADS here for exterior conceptual plan, design plan, and the board wants to talk about the ad hoc site evaluation comment card tabulation, and it was added to the agenda to establish a protocol for that committee about receiving the cards and tallying them.
Could I ask the clerk if he has a copy of the card that we can view on the screen? And just to elaborate from the record, I'm not sure exactly that this has been stated at any point in time. I'd like to establish for the record when the cards were mailed. Could I ask the town administrator and the town clerk to share that with us? Can you hear me?
No.
Okay. What I've asked is I've asked for a copy of the comment card that the town has mailed to each of you, or to the owners who are responsible for paying the water bill for their Montreat home. I would like to ask when that was mailed by the town clerk in the town.
They were taken to the post office on Wednesday, the 17th, and they were actually sent out on Thursday, the 18th.
And so there has been a classic failure of the United States Post Office to get the postcards to people in a timely fashion. I think that needs to be established for the record, and that we as a council are distressed by that fact. It is, I know on September 29th, I heard from someone in Tampa that they had finally had their postcard. I heard from someone in Raleigh that they received their postcard yesterday. And for those of you who have not been made aware of the fact that a special town meeting was called and held on Monday the 29th to eliminate the need for a deadline, the 26th deadline, and to authorize the ad hoc committee to continue their work until October 8th with any postmarked, any card received after the 7th to be received as information, and that the ad hoc committee would get their report to the town council by, I believe that was October the 9th. So I would assume that that would be at the latest, would be at the town council meeting on the October the 9th. So certainly in terms of the response to the individual who asked about what do you do if you didn't get your card, we would hope that the post office would get it to you. It is a bit of an issue. I do want to read one avenue that we might consider. I did receive we continue to invite emails from all individuals, not only those who are responsible for the water bill for their town, but this is one way that can be addressed since this is an information gathering process. It is not a vote and it is not a memorandum, but I would like to give you some highlights from a email that all the commissioners received on last Thursday. I am choosing not to read the name of the person nor give the specifics of their comments, but certainly it gave me the information that I needed in response to that question, given the failure of the post office to deliver them appropriately. But dear commissioners of Montreat, and I'm just going to highlight this, it is public record, but I think in terms of this public conversation, I will leave out some of the specifics. But basically he states that his name resides in Charlotte and that he's the managing trustee of a trust which owns a property in Montreat. He spends a lot of time in Montreat, and I have been in the current town offices several times and seen how restricted the space is, so I first of all support the building of a new town hall. He strongly opposes one lot and strongly proposes a different lot, after stating that he has read and looked at all of the sites on the town website, as we have asked him to do, and as if we have stated on the printed card. He also says that, as I said, that he is the power of attorney for his father, who is residing in a residential facility. He and his father have discussed the information, and that he, as a co-trustee of this family trust, has stated his preferences, stated that he has looked at it, and he is serving as the power of attorney. He addresses the issue this way: since we did not receive the comment card, and the deadline for the return of these may or may not be extended, which as you now know it certainly was, I thought I should send this email. I would invite anyone not receiving the physical card in time to send a similar email. He has sent this email, thanks us for your consideration, and importantly for your service. Bottom line, that is certainly one way in which we could approach this, of getting the information out, and I wanted to share that with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Would that information go to the ad hoc committee that comes
In
up?
my estimation, it goes to all the commissioners that we were adding for. I would not send that forward even to the ad hoc committee. I would limit it to the physical cards. We've had a good response of 150. It is not a perfect solution. It's a reasonable solution. But the charge to the ad hoc committee was to look at the physical cards. I would propose that the charge to the committee was, as it originally was, that they entertain only those comments on the 4 sites that are listed: the above date, the Pratt Park, next to the post office, and Florida Terrace. Did you attend the September 18th meeting, or have you reviewed the evaluation at the Town of Montreat website? It is not a perfect solution, but it is a solution that works. We have gotten the information. When you send it to all the commissioners, it certainly gives the ad hoc committee the scope of what they're to work on, and only those comments that are on the physical cards that are related to the 4 specific sites should be recorded by the ad hoc committee. If they don't relate to the 4 sites, they should not be recorded, in my opinion.
I totally disagree. I really believe that anyone like Bob, who presents himself at town hall and says, I haven't gotten a card yet, should be given a card to be able to put his opinions down and be able to get it to the ad hoc committee. And I also believe that those people who are out of town, who call town hall and say that they have not received a card yet, be given an opportunity to respond electronically. Now, I trust these people. Bob, I don't think you're going to vote twice. I think when you turn in one card, if you get the other one in the mail a couple of days later, I would trust that you would throw it away. And I would trust other people that we send an electronic card to, that they would do the same thing. You know, we got to have some trust here.
I do trust people, but I get the information that I want through this mechanism. I think we all have to understand that electronic media can be certainly duplicated. Not that anyone would do that here in Montreat. I certainly would think that they would not, ever.
I don't think there's a conspiracy theory going on here.
Could I say something here, folks? I do know for a fact that the person in Charlotte who emailed us has received his card and is sending it back. I was in communication with him, and he has. I know, Bob, you're not the only one in Knoxville who has not received your card. For some reason, those trucks haven't gotten there yet. I don't know what to tell you. But I heard from someone else in Knoxville who had not received it. So, I know they're getting delivered.
I'd like to ask, I know the clerk has given some cards to people who've come in, who have not received their cards, but people who are here now and their card has gone to some other place, and forwarding, we know, takes a while. Can you update us on that from the staff point of view?
I have done that. I have less than 20 cards left to hand out of the 650 that were printed. We anticipated some extras for renters or taxpayers or people who say, by the way, my mail is forwarded, I'm concerned it won't reach me. I have handed those out and just asked folks, as you said, we trust you not to respond twice.
Absolutely.
We did have one person who asked for 4 or 5 cards to hand out to other family members, and unfortunately I had to explain to that person that it was one per household. I could give them one, but not multiple copies.